Trump's storm hits OPEC and ignites fears in Baghdad from remarks given by Trump at Davos, and drill baby drill in the US, caused a drop in oil prices below $75. This will lower the cost at the pumps for us, and lower the cost of groceries soon, but Iraq is still well in the range they need for the RV. We have been looking to be notified since Tuesday. However, the latest piece of intel, which was from the person in the Treasury, that person said, everything will be taking off for all of us on Saturday, the 25th, so that is the plan, as it is now. The information said that we'll be very excited about the rates. I think the rates are going to go higher, especially on dong, and we know that they are contract on dinar, which tied to the per barrel price of oil, which was in the low 80s. That's per dinar, by the way. The contract rate is only available at the redemption center. I think we're just really ready to go. We should be excited. Question: is it essential to have your lawyer present when you make the exchange? What type of lawyer should I take with me? Tax lawyer, a domestic lawyer, a lawyer that's involved in things that you are going to be involved in general a tax lawyer is probably what I would recommend. CBI unveils new banknote security features. This also should bring something to your attention. If they are adding new features to the currently existing banknotes without changing the denomination, deleting the zeros or exchange rate, that should tell you that there is no rush for them to do anything about the exchange rate. If they knew they were about to go ahead and release new banknotes with the 3 zeros missing and change the exchange rate, there wouldn't be any need to go ahead and add security features to the old notes because there would be no reason for it. If you're going to get rid of the old notes, why take the time to put new security features on there? See what I'm saying? That should be an indicator to you that they are not in any rush to redenominate and change the exchange rate. Sorry as usual to pee in your Wheaties, but that's just the truth. Iraq has set an ambitious goal to increase non-oil revenues to 20% of its national income. This is urgently important because the IMF will not support Iraq's increase in currency value until it has more non-oil annual revenue. If you remember, Iraq almost went bankrupt during the pandemic when oil revenue went to nearly zero. The reason why they're using the 3-0 notes to educate the Iraqi citizens is not just because they will coexist with the new small category notes, but they will look exactly like the old notes. The only difference is the zeros will be gone. Multiple forex traders have reported that they have had to sign new terms of agreements focusing on currency exchange values. I find that very interesting, and believe it is a key thing to do before they flip the switch. President of the World Economic Forum, Iraq is one of the important countries in the Middle East and the world. In Iraq they're going to be using the dinar, that's all there is to it. If they change the value of their currency, it's likely they're going to be using the dinar because it's going to be a strong currency and it's relatively likely to lead to a basket of currencies just like everybody else is relative to a basket of currencies in some shape or form. Question: do you think Trump knows when we'll RV? Marks: I do know someone from inside the new administration who has absolutely every reason to be up to speed because of where they are at. They are saying that the value change in currencies is on the absolute top of their list. It was reassuring to hear that from a political source that this is a priority. Also, this person is a currency holder. This revaluation would fix a lot of problems. I cannot say more without getting into lots of trouble. The CBI is being very cautious to see how the US Trump administration is going to play out. Remember that Iraq is ditching the dollar, but Trump has vowed to keep the USD as the reserve currency around the world. Remember, Iraq just de-dollarized and would love to get off the petrodollar and find another peg or basket of currencies to peg to. I know for a fact the IMF has been working on this new basket of 6 currencies for this purpose. Will the US Treasury under the Trump administration accept it? Let's see how this plays out. There is new sheriff in town and his name is Donald Trump. What will his policy be towards the Iraqi financial system? 4 years have passed since his last administration, and there has been way too much progress in the banking and financial reforms to turn back to the days of the prior Trump administration laden with sanctions. I am told by my CBI contact that al-Sudani is hoping for an invite to visit the new president in Washington, or better yet have him come to Iraq. The administrative and financial assistant to the governor of Kirkuk, Jafar Abbas Karim, revealed on Saturday new details regarding the contract between the Iraqi Ministry of Oil and the British company BP, while stressing that the cooperation will contribute to developing the North Oil Company and increasing its oil production. Karim said in an interview with Shafaq news agency, "The agreement with BP is an important step to develop the Iraqi economy, especially the economy in Kirkuk," indicating that this matter will be reflected in developing the reality of the North Oil Company by increasing its oil production, in addition to exploiting the associated gas resulting from oil extraction. Karim added that the exploitation of associated gas will be through operating and implementing new power stations in Kirkuk within the contract, noting that Kirkuk Governorate is in dire need of revitalizing its economic reality, especially the oil and gas file, which will be reflected in improving services and sectors, most notably electricity. Karim pointed out that the government agencies in the governorate are waiting for the company to start implementing the contract during the coming period. On August 1, 2024, Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani sponsored the signing ceremony of a comprehensive oil memorandum of understanding between the Ministry of Oil and BP to develop the Kirkuk fields. On the Iraqi side, the agreement was signed by Deputy Prime Minister for Energy Affairs and Minister of Oil Hayan Abdul Ghani, while on the BP side, it was signed by CEO Murray Auchincloss. The memorandum includes the rehabilitation and development of 4 oil fields in Kirkuk, namely, Kirkuk Field with its 2 domes, Baba and Havana, Bai Hassan Field, Jamba Field, and Kabas Field, with the possibility of agreeing on other fields. According to this memorandum, the government also aims to invest optimally in the energy sector to increase and enhance oil and gas production, including solar energy. 1 month to start work in the same context, oil expert Ali Khalil told Shafaq news agency, the agreement between the North Oil Company and the British company, BP, will enter into force within about a month for the purpose of starting to develop the oil fields in Kirkuk, indicating that BP has submitted its initial plan, which includes conducting surveys and preparing the oil wells whose overall production has decreased and working to raise the level of production in them. Khalil pointed out that the current production of the oil fields in the North Oil Company ranges between 300,000 and 340,000 barrels, while the North Oil Company, about 15 years ago, was producing 750,000 barrels and was exporting about 500,000 barrels per day, stressing that BP will contribute to increasing production according to accurate data.